Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch on Thursday, the 2nd of July, 2026. I think I got all that right. How about that? Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Let's get this ball rolling and drink it if you got it. While we wait for the insomniacs and lost souls to pile in. I got to be careful today, wearing a white t-shirt which shows every spot. Don't want to drip coffee on it, don't want to smoke cigars on it. But I'm wearing this white t-shirt because it seems like the first segment of my show every morning now is to show off the new t-shirt that that Gary sends me. My God, what an imagination. Anyway, let's start with that. Nice brand new t-shirt. I love it. I love this one. Tell me what you think. Let me show you. Dunkin' Donuts. Carnivores run on meat. Oh, is that a great one or what? Gary, super. You have to look twice at this, or people are going to think I'm advertising donuts. At any rate, I really like that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Gary. And I just want to say, I'm doing a lot of airtime here promoting Gary's little new business of t-shirts. I'm doing it because Gary's a good friend of the channel. I think he's got tremendous talent. He's working hard, spending money, sending out all these t-shirts and samples. And I could be doing my own t-shirt business, but I'm not interested. I want to help Gary out. All I get out of it are a bunch of t-shirts, which is nice. But I'm very, very happy to post Gary's link in the chat. So, and tell you that these are great. These are great. And he's got so many of them now. And they're so clever. And I hope he makes a lot of money. But I doubt it. Because the t-shirt business on YouTube simply is not that lucrative. So thanks, Gary. I don't know if you're here. I didn't see you in the chat yet, but if you didn't see it live, you'll see it in the replay. I have given you a plug. Giving you a plug. And on other news this morning, the mobility scooter has been shipped. I got the notice this morning. So I guess I'm obligated. There's Gary. I guess I'm obligated to make a video, and Barry has given me, of course, some great ideas about that video, and this is kind of how I envision it.
Time to burn rubber!
Oh my God, he's on fire! Wow!
Can't stop, Grannies. Pool time! Ah, sweet victory.
That's it. I need to paint the thing up with flames, and I think I'll probably end up using it to go to the pool. And it's have to swallow my foolish pride about being seen riding around on one of those things. As far as taking it in the car, I don't know if I'm ready for one of those ramp things or platforms with a ramp on the back, because I'm still not going to get the handicap sticker. But I do think that as I recover, it might not be a bad thing. Get me out a little more, because just like I felt it was better not to go to the movie premiere the other night. I still do know my limitations as far as my energy and walking. I don't even want to call it a great distance unsupported. So we'll see. But it will get a lot of use taking me back and forth to the pool, and I'll make some videos on the thing. Maybe have some fun with it. After all, who doesn't like to ride a scooter once in a while? I doubt that it's going to keep me from getting the exercise that I need. However, so we got the t-shirt report this morning. We have the scooter report. People are coming in. I guess we can get started. Say good morning to Lady June. How are you? Good to see you. And Manda was here this morning very early. I was up at 4 o'clock. That's 3 hours from the time I get up till I start the show. And most people are still in bed at 7 a.m. I think we're finally getting used to not having kilts on at 6. Doesn't seem to be as many lost souls looking for a place to chat that early in the morning. I hope this 9 o'clock thing is working out for him today. Today, we have, I think it's Christy. Meeting Wellness is going to be on. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then tonight at 7, we have the members community with a lot of notable new members, and we'll do a panel, and I hope to see all of you there. That would be great. That'd be great. One of them was banned. Yellow Rose, how you doing? Good morning to you. Good to see you. And we have United Carnivore. You got any questions or comments or anything you want to steer the conversation to? QQQ in the chat. Try to make sure I get to all of them. I really don't have much else to say other than interact with you this morning. I was sent the new version of that WeVac vacuum sealer quite a while ago. And I made it kind of an unboxing, but I really never did the review video that they expected me to do. So I'm going to start working on that. It's a beautiful thing, and I think vacuum sealers are a great tool for us. I know I use the hell out of mine. So that'll probably be the next video I put out. Will be another one of those product review videos. They seem to do pretty well. Sometimes a lot better than the more important videos that I put out about carnivore, its problems and the scams and all that other stuff. I did get a comment on my video referring Scott Carney's video the other day. And this guy said, that video is an AI video. No, my friend, Scott Carney is a real person. Been around for a long time. He's not AI. Why would you think that he was AI? AI videos don't make productions, including all of his older videos. That's not how they work. So people are beginning to become too cautious about what's real and what's AI, and that's the scary part. If you can't tell the difference anymore, we're really in deep shit. Don't drip coffee on your white shirt, Mitch. For those of you that weren't here early, I'll show it off again. Dunkin' Donuts. How cool is that? Did you have to look twice? Look at the donut going into the trash can. I ought to wear this. I ought to go out and go into Dunkin' Donuts store, get a cup of coffee wearing this shirt, see if anybody actually notices. Take a camera with me. Be like one of those you know, men on the street kind of things. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. Good morning, Thomas. How are you? Good morning to you, and good morning, Sandy Blythe. Mary, good morning. Hi, Mary. How you doing? And Jerry Voitis is here from Ponte Vedra Beach. Hi, Jerry. Mike Sealer Sr. is going to come visit me this morning, and we're going to sit out my patio and smoke a cigar and talk about all things. I will probably leave this brand new white t-shirt in the house and put on an old t-shirt to go out there, so I won't worry about getting it dirty. I love this one. And Gary, the weight of this t-shirt is exactly what I like the best. I don't like the real light ones because they look wrinkled too easily. This thing, I love this. This might become one of my favorite shirts. Barry Simon, how you doing, Barry? And I gotta tell you, Barry, that scooter video with the flames was fabulous. And I don't know if anybody realized it, but I'm going to point it out now.
Time to burn rubber!
Oh my God, he's on fire!
Look. In fact, I thought that was such a great shot. I thought that was such a great shot that I actually captured it and made a still out of it because I wanted to show it off. So rather than show you the video there, let me show you the still that I captured because I think it's a great shot. I may use it in some other places. It's this shot here. And Barry, this is the actual scooter they're sending me. And I think Barry got that picture from the Amazon page. And it's got the basket here. And the basket, if you notice, has got the presents and the stuffed bear in it. This is actually the scooter that I'm going to get. And he got painted flames on it. It's got flames coming out the rear end. And the ladies are absolutely typical. In fact, it's all the same lady. The AI used the same lady over and over again, if you notice that. They're all the same lady. But that's what the ladies in my community look like. All of them. It's uncanny. The only thing that does look like my community are the houses. That looks much nicer than my community. But I thought that was great. And we're going to have some fun with that thing. I don't know if anybody's going to need one or want to buy one like they would an air fryer, but I don't care. I never make any money on those things anyway. I just basically get free toys. We'll work for toys. Where was I when I was so rudely interrupted? Barry said, "Good Thursday morning, and please tap the like button." That'd be nice. And Richard Williams. Hi, Richard. Good morning to you. Lori Weitzel's here, sneaking up on 7. Bacon runner Donna Ray, how you doing? And here's somebody I don't know. Boss Barn. Good morning from beautiful Catskill Mountains of New York. And that was I have very fond memories of the Catskills from my childhood in Philadelphia. All the summer camps I would go to were in the Catskills. The resorts that we used to go to, Grossinger's, Nevele, were in the Catskills. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country up there. Be a great place to live, Boss Barn. Great place to live. Rick, good morning, Rick. How are you? 2 Ricks, Rick and retired Rick. And there's Christy. Look forward to seeing you on Kiltsy this morning. Cool. Brian Dish. Hi, Brian. We have many Brians here, too. At Boss Barn up in the Catskills, the good old days, I used to deliver produce to Webb City and St. Pete. I remember that. I remember that. Del Webb has places all over the place. I remember his big development on the west end of Freeport in the Grand Bahamas. He had a huge retirement community out there. Those are long, long ago. And the first one in this morning, Robbie, good to see you, Robbie. Glad to see you. Still got the new 7 o'clock time down pat. Followed immediately by Isabella, and Anthony is here. Good morning, Anthony. Marla Kelly. Rick says quack time. Lori's dancing. Yellow Rose. Rex Ford. Hi, Rex. How are you? And Chuck in Clearwater Super Tune. Loretta Nadow, good morning, darlings. Have a fabulous day. Robbie Autry got back in here again at 7:01. And everybody's saying hi to everybody else already. But not as much back and forth highs as there were in the past couple days. So that makes it easier on me. It's great to see not so many lost souls running around. I'm going to try to keep this of course, consistent. I have no plans on changing my morning live stream schedule at all. Working out great for me. I like the Wednesday morning panel. We'll do regular Thursday morning. We'll have a panel again on Thursday evening. So far, it works out great. I still plan on devoting 10 a.m. Sunday to this. We'll have to see if Kiltsey keeps that up or if he drops it, because he's just going in so many directions again. I think, where's he this weekend? He was in the airport yesterday. I think he was headed out to Montana to go to a steak and butter gal thing. And then from there, I don't know where the hell he's going. Is he going back to California, back to New York, back to Florida? Kiltsey, if you're watching this morning, and I have no idea if you are, aren't you the guy that said you want to simplify things? That's what I thought I heard. Oh, well. We'll keep track of you. We'll keep track. Anyway, I'll be watching this morning at 9 o'clock, waiting for Mike to get here. And we have Chris Swain from Australia. How you doing, Chris? Good evening to you. It is evening, and Humaira's here. How are you? Danny. Hiya, Danny. How are you? Good morning, Mitch and friends. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. And who haven't I said hello to? And we'll start looking for some questions or something to talk about. Michael Kenny's here. Hi, Michael. How you doing? And who is this? This is Peter. Hiya, Peter. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. I imagine you got your schedule back from your trip. Everything is settling back down for you. Back to work. Liz, Black Box Warning TV. Hi, Liz. How are you? And Banda says, love the shirt, Mitch and Garrett. Yeah, this is a great shirt. This is a great shirt. Really like it. Really like it. Everybody's commenting on the shirt, so we got that far. 7:02, a little behind already, but let's see if we can keep up at least. So it'll be periods of maybe a few seconds of silence while I scroll through these things and try to read them. Somebody's congratulating Liz. That's so excellent. What did I miss from Liz? What did I miss? Hey, everybody. My daughter's having a baby. Oh, yes. Congratulations, Grandma. Wow, is this your first? Is this your first? Peter says, Kiltsey said in his live stream yesterday that he's selling his jets to prepare his life, he said, I think. Yeah, he said that quite a number of times. He told me he was going to sell it. I think it's a smart move. We'll see how much he misses it. I told him you could always buy another one. if you really miss it. But so expensive. It's just something that owning your own jet is something to do when you simply got so much money you don't know what to do with it all. And there are people like that. Okay, we get back to the Liz. Congratulations. Yes, congratulations indeed. Peter wants the shirt. I want that exact one. Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, it's great, Peter. It's a cool shirt. And what makes some of these shirts really cool is they're going to make people do a double take. You know, they're going to, what the fuck? You know, they're going to look and say, because it fooled me that way. I opened it up and held it up. I said, why the hell did Gary send me a Dunkin'? And then it hit me how clever it was. I love it. I love it. Robbie thinks it was clever too. Keep it up, Gary. You're actually getting better and better at this. And Danny congratulated Liz. Yeah, your grandchild. Wow. Wow. Grandkids are great. Grandkids are the best simply because you can bounce them around and yay, and put them over your head and have fun with them. And then you can go, here, and give them back and go home. And don't have to put up with all the sleepless nights, dirty diapers, and feedings. Unless your kids are those that say, hey, Grandma, I need you to watch the baby for a month. You know, that kind of thing. And people do get, some grandparents like that. But one thing I liked about grandkids was you could have fun with them, and then you could leave them to their parents to do the drudgery of raising a child. And boy, if you've never had a kid, you can't explain to anybody what it is, what kind of trouble they can get in, what a responsibility they are, and sometimes, unfortunately, what an aggravation or disappointment, although I've never had that. But I've seen so many people that have been just devastated by the attitude of their children. And that's maybe one of the hardest things to have to deal with. Kevin, hi. Kevin says, this is my favorite t-shirt so far. That was one of my thoughts when I first saw it. I really like it. I hope you get a run on these t-shirts, Gary. These are the Dunkin' Donuts one. It says it all. It really does. And it's very colorful. I don't think it would look as good on black. I think this one has to be on white because it's so colorful in the logo. That's my design opinion. Everybody's saying good morning, good morning, good morning, up to 7:05. Kevin says, dumping donuts was difficult for me. It was difficult for all of us, Kevin. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right. Yeah, Peter. Yeah, a lot of us did. I was never that much of a donut fan. Although I have eaten my share of donuts in my life. I like bagels. If I was going to go out and buy a dozen anything, it would be at one of these New York style bagel places. They got plenty of them. And they're even worse for you than donuts, those things. Rick says he might not be here tonight. Oh, we'll miss you, Rick. Working. We've been working a lot lately. Hope they're paying you appropriately. Or you're just helping your friend. OldGuyCarnivore won't be here either. Well, we'll miss you. Maybe we can get all the ladies in again tonight. I kind of like that. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. And here's Cordelia. Cordelia in Albany. How you doing up there? Good to see you. And Danny won't be here tonight. Maybe I should just cancel it due to lack of interest. But I'll be here, and we'll see if we can round up somebody. it's a good thing that at least some of us have a life outside of this. And Gary says, "Well, thanks for the comments on the dumping shirt. It's a great shirt. Took me by surprise too. I didn't have any advanced warning that this particular one was. In fact, everyone. I just noticed I still got 3 more in the Postal Service pipeline. I don't know if any are going to be delivered today or not, but I know I got 3 more coming. So we'll be able to continue the fashion show, and as they arrive, I'll debut them here in the morning. Cheap advertising for you, Gary, and I hope it works out well. Okay, now, here's Robbie Audrey. We had a question. Mitch, what are your thoughts on taking K2 and MK7? Thanks for your reply. I know what K2 is, but I've never heard of MK7, which is entirely possible. It doesn't mean it's not a thing. I have, since I don't know what MK7 is, I can't comment on it. But I know that K2 is a vitamin that is usually taken with vitamin D3. And I believe the job of it is supposed to direct where the calcium ends up. Supposedly, you want the calcium to end up in your bones and not in your arteries. A lot of that stuff makes many assumptions. Number one, there are times, especially if you've got a lot of atherosclerosis and a lot of soft plaque, where I think you'd actually want the calcium in your arteries to stabilize all that plaque, because that's what the mechanisms are there for. To pretty much cement the calcium in place, smooth it over, so that pieces of the plaque don't break off, cause clots, and cause heart attacks and strokes. Has nothing whatsoever to do with high cholesterol or any of that stuff. K2 also has coagulating properties, which is why I'm not taking it now, having had the stroke. The last thing I want to do is take a coagulant. I want to take an anticoagulant, just as a prophylactic measure. And that's why I take the baby aspirin every day. I think, first of all, we have to take on faith. Is all that stuff I just said actually proven? Or is it just somebody else's opinion? Did it come out of a study that was wrong, like most studies are? And can we trust it? And that's the hard part about these supplements and things. Do we have to take it? Do we need it? A case can always be made by somebody that if you don't take this, you're killing yourself. And then the opposite end of it is if you take this, you risk this and you risk killing yourself. And we're left still, never knowing if we're doing the right thing. We really don't. And sometimes, as I'm beginning to settle in on lately, maybe doing nothing would be the most prudent course of action. Maybe not taking every supplement that is billed to be the new magic pill would really be the smart thing, and trusting in our own physiology to know how everything works, and concentrate on doing the one thing that I think we can pretty well say assuredly is that eating the correct food and getting 100% of the nutrients that we do need from food is always going to be the least risky and best course. Your body knows how to heal. Now, that doesn't mean we can't be deficient in certain nutrients. I kind of find that I need to take electrolytes or I get leg cramps. If I stop taking the electrolytes, I start to get leg cramps. Well, so I found that I'm going to take electrolytes. That doesn't mean everybody needs electrolytes. It means that a combination of I'm not getting what I need in my food. Maybe I have a more of a need for some of these things. Maybe age has something to do with it. But whatever the reason, the symptoms call for me to take electrolytes. I experiment with some of these other supplements like MCT oil in the morning or creatine. But that's about it. That's about it. I stay away from these things. If you get a blood test every once in a while, you can tell if you need D, because D is one of the vitamins that many people are deficient on. So I wouldn't be always going out of my way to look for what out there that I'm not taking, should I be taking. I think the correct answer to that is you should be, like prescriptions, trying to figure out what pills you can stop taking. And the key is if you're getting it from your food, then you're getting the nutrients you need in the most bioavailable and digestible form. And if you're not eating the plants and not eating the lectins and the anti-nutrients, you should be much better off. So that's what I'm doing for myself. You guys can take it for what it's worth, Robbie. A great question. Now you got me curious. I'm going to have to see what MK7 is. Probably just another form of K because it's got the K in it. It's got the K in it. And that makes it even more confusing. I don't want to be confused by all this. I want to keep it simple. Stay away from the frauds. Stay away from everybody looking for excuses to make another YouTube video. Most of it falls into those categories. Good morning, Francine. Francine Bourgeois here. How you doing, Francine? Good to see you. Good to see you. And Rick says, nobody has ever accused me of being AI. Well, we got a lot of AI versions of you, Rick, but they're easy to tell. They're easy to tell. In fact, there's many of us that...
What was that sound? Rick of Earth, we have found you! Whoa! Aliens, what do you want? You are the only man on Earth we know. The only man? That's ridiculous!
There are those of us, Rick, that wonder maybe you're not even from this planet, but not AI. That was the AI version of Rick. Oh, Rick, you're such a good sport. Barry Simon is unmerciful when it comes to you. You and Peter, and even me. Yeah, but we love it. I think we laugh. We like that self-deprecating kind of humor. If you can't make fun of yourself in this world, you'll never be happy. Peter. Peter's being prolific in the chat. Oh, my God. Look at all the chat coming in. Oh, Peter. You make me work harder. Mason's here. How you doing, Mason? Good to see you. Good to see you this morning. And I said hi to Thomas and Sandy and Rick again and Cordelia and Thomas again and Mason again and Peter again. Holy cow. I'm going down here. Donna Ray said hi to you. Anybody I didn't say hi to. And Peter's telling Barry that in my scooter video, he can put that leather cap and David Clark headsets on me, and the cloth cap and the headsets, and a flying scarf for my 6-mile-an-hour scooter that's coming. It's going to be fun. Going to be fun. Susie, good morning, Susie. How are you? You came in about 7:12 and 7:35. Yeah, I'm still. Well, I took some time to answer that question, and of course get further behind. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's scary, isn't it? Sandy says, I just got a Dunkin' Donuts commercial on here. Yeah, there you go. It's on the shirt. I mean, that's how the computers are doing all the thinking for us. It's incredible. It's like, how many times on a carnivore video do you get an Ozempic ad? Any genre that is associated with weight loss, health in any way, is a prime target for Ozempic ads. And evidently, they're very effective because that stuff is now the leading drug in the world. The semaglutides have overtaken statins by the largest margin now. The magic pill. It's the amount of money being spent by people and the amount of risks to health when they could get the same effect by eating meat and not eating plants for less than however much they charge for those things. And now there's a thriving industry of fraud, of drugs that are not up to the standards of what they're supposed to be. Black market shit at cheap prices being sold on the likes of Amazon. And if any of you think that our government is going to protect us from this stuff, it's a pipe dream. A pipe dream. And JoJo's here. How you doing? JoJo and a lot of chatting, which is a good thing. I just have to get through it. That's something that I think that you would say, Rick. I don't need a jet. I've flown those business jets. It's a blast. And I got to tell you, when you fly into an airport in your own jet and you pull up to one of these big, fancy, executive FBOs, fixed space like Signature, and they come running out to your plane and the fuel truck comes driving over and they roll out a red carpet for you. I'll be the first to admit, it makes you feel very special and important at the time. To the very fancy organization, you're a wallet. That's all you are. They're going to fuel up. They're going to sell you this. They're going to give you comfortable chairs. They have lounges, a lot of times just for your pilot, because most of the people that fly in these private jets are not owner-operators like Kiltsy. They're big companies. They got Gulfstreams and they got crews, and so they have lounges in these places where they cruise. But if they weren't making money on this maintenance and fuel, they wouldn't be doing that. They wouldn't be doing that. So if you understand the risks of owning these things in financial terms, how expensive the repairs are, how expensive the mandated government inspections are, living in fear of the next AD. And if you're not a pilot and you've never owned an airplane, you don't know what an AD is. AD means airworthiness directive. If a plane crashes and the NTSB goes out and investigates, and they find out that the crash was caused by some mechanical thing in the airplane, and that all of the other airplanes like that now have a risk of a similar crash, they issue an AD. It's like a car recall on steroids. With a car recall, they call, we all get them. If you get a new car, you get a recall. We found out the seatbelt mount wasn't right or something wrong with the brakes. You need to take it in. Well, when an airplane gets an AD, That could, on a jet like Kilts has, that AD, if it has anything to do with the engines or the airframe integrity, that could cost you $500,000 to fix, and they can ground the airplane until you fix it, because most of these airplanes are long out of warranty. That's how come people like Kilts and even me could afford to own an airplane. I could never have afforded a brand new one of the Beech Baron that I had. I bought it. I bought a 20-year-old one. At the time I bought mine, a brand new one of those cost almost $2 million. So, and they're more today. It's ridiculous, ridiculous. So, if you have a jet like that, you got to have a co-pilot. You don't have to, but you're foolish if you don't. So you got a full-time pilot. You got a hangar somewhere. You got the routine maintenance that's very expensive that comes up every 6 months or every year with an annual. Unless that airplane's in the air every day. Now, a lot of people that own airplanes like Kiltsy had or has lease them. They put it. They turn them over to an organization. My son-in-law runs the maintenance department in one of those called ExecuJet. And when you're not flying your own airplane, this company is leasing it out to people for $1,000 an hour, providing the pilots and everything else, and at least pays for the costs. Very few people make any money as an owner, but at least it covers the costs of owning your airplane. So when you want to use it, it's there. But that's very complicated, and then you always worry about somebody else trashing your airplane, because people, to them, it's a rental, and they're going to party, and they're going to spill everything all over the upholstery. Guess who's got to fix that? You do. You're the owner. So you have more response. It's like having a house and renting it out to people. They usually trash it, and then they leave you with domestically. I tried that once with one airplane. I tried leasing it. I leased it once. They made such a mess. I said, never again. If I can't afford to use it for just me, I'm not going to own it. And I think Kiltsy has finally got to that point where he says, yeah, maybe it's not the most practical thing. And after you fly them a while, like anything else, you get a been there, done that attitude. The excitement of owning it and flying it yourself wears off. Pretty soon it becomes just a maintenance albatross. That's how come I just stopped flying. I'd gone everywhere I ever wanted to go. I got tired of air traffic control and all the regulations and all the costs. The thrill was gone. And I moved on to something else. Josephine Beef Woman, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, Peter might be able to join us tonight. I will await your arrival with bated breath. And who is this? Manda says, wow, 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 wow. A 6 wow. Wow. My 20-year-old nephew just Snapchatted me asking me how could carnivore help him. That's how my sister and nephew and old family friends asking for help. That's now my wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yes, that's a 6+ wower. When your family asks you about carnivore, then you may stand a chance. If they don't ask you, they're not interested. They're not interested. Who is this? This is Mason saying hi to everybody. And, of course, Rick says, you bagels. Yeah, Rick. No. Bagels are drugs. They are drugs that we are addicted to. And we all know that anything that we might be addicted to, you're not interested in. Lucky you. It really simplifies life. It really does. That's cool. Thomas likes it. I think I think you got a hit here, Gary, with the Dunkin' Donuts shirt. And for those of you that didn't see it yet, there it is. I do this because I'm using my arms to push me up out of the chair. I'm not using my legs or not supporting my weight. So it's good exercise for me to do this too, you know, and show off the shirt. I'm up to 7:25, 20 minutes behind. We're getting there. Maury James, welcome. Good to see you. All the best for this 4th of July from Calgary via Nova Scotia for the summer. Wow. Sounds nice. Happy Canada Day. Belated Canada Day. I understand it was yesterday. And Mason is drooling. A more normal response than Rick's. Okay, so far I've been able to read most of this. Yeah, that's what they say, Mason, that vitamin K2 helps the D get where it's supposed to, and it has a coagulatory effect on the blood, and it helps direct calcium. And I used to take D3K2 before the stroke, but I think I'm doing okay. I'm going to really start getting out in the sun more. I keep saying that, but sometimes I get tired easily. Sometimes I get a little dizzy. It's still hanging in there from the stroke. I think it gets a little better, and then some days I have bad days, like the other day when I decided not to go to Orlando. I just didn't feel up to it. I don't bitch about, I don't complain about the things. I revel in the recovery that's happening and the functions that I lost that I'm getting back. And I try not to dwell on the reality of just how cumbersome, how much this changed my life, how limiting to the things that I used to do, I can't do now. And I hold out the hope that I don't have any other setbacks, and it continues to improve, and I continue to get more and more active. I resigned myself, however, to try to be happy if this should happen to be as good as it gets. Because you can have a positive attitude, but you have to already have come to terms with it and vow to be as happy as you can be if things don't get any better. And I think I'm okay with that. Kevin, do you think supplements work the same in every... Oh, no, absolutely. Not at all. Everybody's a little different. Everybody's a little different. But I still think, I mean, we could talk about supplements till the cows come home, and in the final analysis, the answer, Kevin, you're going to get from me is you're better off without them unless you can identify a particular symptom, or I hate to say blood test results because I don't like getting blood tests, but some indication that maybe you need them. If you don't have any, it's so hard to say because we are 99.9% the same, every one of us. The inside of our cells, I don't care who you are exactly the same. Even a plant cell is pretty similar to a bacteria. Any eukaryote cell is going to look the same inside. They're going to have the nucleus, they're going to have chromosomes, they're going to have the Golgi complex, they're going to have mitochondria, they're going to, it's all there. Just like you could take apart 1,000 cars, and every one of them is going to have a crankshaft and piston, if it's a gas car, pistons and a carburetor or a fuel injection. It's going to have seats, a steering wheel, tires. Some of them look good, some of them look like shit, some of them are brand new, some of them are old. but they're all pretty much the same machine. Well, that's the way we are. The differences come from past adaptations, the genetic differences. The food we eat is the biggest single decider of whether our machinery works or not. If you got a car and you decide, I think gasoline's too expensive, I'm going to start experimenting with other food for it and start filling your gas tank full of alcohol, water, maple syrup, most likely the car's not going to run well, if at all. The best chance it has to run well is to run it on the fuel it was intended to be run on, and that's gasoline. And then you might worry about, well, which gasoline's better, and which gasoline is higher octane, and which gasoline is the least contaminated, and which gasoline has less ethanol mixed in, which gasoline has less water condensation because it's old and been sitting around. That doesn't change the fact that you're supposed to run on gasoline. So finding the right gasoline is just as important. Well, same thing with the human body. If we stick to the premise that we're supposed to live on meat, we stand a better chance, even if the meat ain't the best. Because a car will still run on bad gasoline. It might not run as well, but it certainly won't run on water. Well, we should be eating meat. Try to find the best meat you can. And by meat, I mean animal products, eggs, whatever. Animal. I really like Kiltz's distinction between you only eat one of two things. You either eat animals or plants. That's it. 100% of the food you eat has to come from one or the other of those two broad groups. The plant kingdom or the animal kingdom. The animal kingdom includes everything that is not a plant, pretty much. And then, of course, some of it, what we get, is neither animal nor plant. Those are the basic elements. We label most of them electrolytes, but there are things that aren't actually an electrolyte that fall into that category. But they're not compounds. They are elements. They are basic elements that should be in the animal products that we eat. And that's where we should be getting them. But occasionally, because of the modern world and the farming and everything else, we need to supplement them. But if we can get away without supplements and get it all in the food we eat, which is not a slam dunk, I think we'd be better off. I think like pharmaceuticals, the more of that shit we can figure out a way to live without, the better our odds are of being healthier. That's just simple logic. I don't see how anybody can find fault with that, but they do, especially if they're trying to sell a supplement. And I don't do that. I have some listed on my Amazon page that I've used myself only because I'm sorry. I'm reading Peter talking about online stalkers. I don't want to go there today, Peter. Sorry. Kathy says, Mitch, thanks for the K2 info. I've been considering using it. It may not be a bad thing. It might not be a bad thing. A lot of people, we assume or we think, because we've been told so often, that we need to drink milk because it contains calcium. And if we're not drinking dairy, we should be taking calcium. Maybe is that right or wrong? I don't know. You can spend your whole entire life 24 hours a day trying to find out which claims everybody's making is actually the reality of it. I'd rather actually concentrate on living my life than having to worry about every nuance of feeding this machine that we have as a human body. Because our ancestors never had to do that. They didn't have the science that we have. Maybe it's not such a good thing that we have the science. Or our pets if we let them loose in the wild, are they healthier than we? Are all the animals on the planet living in their natural environment actually healthier? Just eating the food that they're pretty well programmed to eat? Or would it be better if they could think about it and have almost an unending cheap supply of the foods, not even food, of the substances that they're become addicted to? So maybe the biggest drug problem we have in this country is the food supply. And maybe we're spending all our money with the war on the wrong drugs. You ever think of that? Everybody's saying hi to Jerome. Is that Musa? Yeah. Hi, Jerome. How are you? Good to see you. And we're doing good. 7:34. Still 20 minutes behind. All right. I'm going to start speeding up now and looking for questions. Questions. Any of you using a CGI, and what's your results? A lot of people, a CGM, CGM, constant glucose monitor. I got mixed feelings on those things. Mixed feelings. I don't encourage anybody to monitor anything unless you have a reason to. Unless you have a reason to. I think if somebody decides to radically change what they eat from a standard American diet with all the junk food, restaurant food, seed oils, sugars, carbs, starches, all the stuff, and they decide to say, I'm going carnivore tomorrow. I'm eating nothing but beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And their doctor tells them that they're pre-diabetic or they're diabetic or they're taking a lot. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea for a couple weeks to get a CGM, throw it on, and prove to yourself that your blood sugar is being affected by what you put in your mouth. It's not a disease, it's a reaction to sugar. And when you stop eating the sugar, you'll find that the sugar flattens out, which is better. But a better thing to monitor is something we can't monitor on a daily basis, and that's our fasting insulin or our C-peptides. They tell you 100 times the information you need to know, because we're assuming that the sugar in your blood causes the insulin to rise. Because that's what... So that you don't need a CGM to tell you that. You can pretty well assume that's going to happen. You load up on sugar, you're going to get an insulin spike. It would be much better to know how much insulin. But the problem is you get married to these machines. Get married to these, and they beep and they give you charts and they make you get way too involved in your physiology. Change what you eat and let your body take care of itself. You need a CGM, wear one for a week, just to verify that what you're eating is doing the job. It is keeping your sugar down. Same thing with ketones. Forget the word even exists. If you want to succeed on carnivore, keep it simple. If I had any hair left, I'd pull the rest of it out. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't monitor it. Eat the right food. That's the best shot you have of being healthy and living along a good life. If you try to monitor it, if you try to micromanage it, you will do nothing but screw it up. If you got serious problems you're trying to overcome, yes, you need the cooperation of the medical community. You may need drugs, but that's because you have screwed the pooch over 40 years, like all of us did. But once things seem to be working right and you feel better and you've watched your blood sugar, but you don't need a CGM for that. You don't need to watch it every minute. Poke your finger like the old days once a day or once every couple of days if you're worried about whether your new diet is working. But do the new diet. Eat the meat, not the plants. Unless you have an individual problem and the the symptoms that go with it, and you're trying to address with the help of somebody that actually understands the physiology and didn't get their medical degree from the Seventh-day Adventists at Loma Linda University, like every vegetarian doctor on the planet Earth. So, common sense, and the trust in evolutionary physiology. You're alive because it worked. And it worked over all those eons when we didn't understand what was going on. We just knew that we were supposed to eat meat because that's all we could find. And we went out and hunted. And we adapted to that. And we're not cows. Sorry, we don't have the machinery they have. Their job is different. Their role in nature was basically to become food for carnivores. A carnivore's role in nature, eventually, is to become food for microbes. And this cycle goes round and round. But every living thing has a destiny to eventually become food for something else. That is the meaning of life. That's why Kilty says, I want to be the best damn fertilizer I can be. Because eventually, we all become food. And the ideal human life is to live a long, healthy, fulfilled life before you got to go on and feed something else. So the idea that we can actually live and feed ourselves without having to have something else die is impossible. It's anti-nature. It cannot happen. Human compassion and kindness and, oh, isn't that little doggy cute and all that stuff have nothing to do with the actual cycle of life. That's the reality. So many misled people. But all these misled people out there that fight for somebody else's cause are what we call useful idiots. They wear the ribbons, the different color ribbons, and they march and they all protest and fight for a cause that that only enriches somebody else unjustly. Follow the money is the only thing we should be doing. Reality can be a brutal thing sometimes, but it is reality nonetheless. There's my daily reality speech. I never get tired of saying it because very few people ever listen to it. And Boss Burns said, I gave each of them a CGM and watched them spike. Yeah, it will spike. I mean, there's no doubt that you can prove to yourself. But once you prove it to yourself, throw the CGM away. You don't need it anymore. Unless you're a diabetic and you're going in hypoglycemia. Stop worrying about what your blood sugar is every second. It changes every second. You'd be much better off worrying about, how do I keep my blood sugar down? Do I do that by eating 8 meals a day loaded with sugar every hour and a half? Or do I do it by eating meat and eating 1 meal, 2 meals a day? Well, we know the answer to that. If you got to prove it to yourself, get a CGM for a week or two. But I think that's the only good use it has, is to actually shock somebody into seeing what all that crap they're putting in their mouth actually does to their body, and then trying to learn why that's so unhealthy. How many people are doing that? The CGM companies are making money, that's for sure. I'll never wear one of those friggin' things. Never. I don't even want to get blood tests anymore. The only thing I can do to benefit me in this life is eat the right foods. That is the only thing I have control over. And most of you the same way. And once you become a carnivore, you have the tools to keep your physiology at bay where you're not overtaken by your cravings, and you actually stand a chance, which most people don't stand in this world. Most of them end up drooling in nursing homes or dying young because of the food or so-called food that they eat following the directions of the ignorant masses, medical community, that have been so hard addicted to the chemistry and taste of these poisons, they can't stop eating them. And believe everybody who says meat causes cancer, meat causes diabetes, meat causes this, and meat causes that, and meat, 20 pounds of rotting, undigested red meat in everybody's gut. We have evidence that that is not true. That is propaganda and nonsense. And those of you who've ever tried to tell somebody that it isn't true know what a waste of time that is. So we've discovered it. We believe it. We need to, continually keep reinforcing our own beliefs. That's why we come here in the morning. That's why I come here in the morning. That's why I'm not going to eat anything until probably Mike Sealy leaves at maybe noon today. And then I'll have my bacon and eggs. And maybe I'll have some chicken thighs later, or some burger patties, or a steak, or something like that. Mitch, do you feel like getting some sun going outdoors for a walk? The problem is I can't walk long distances, Peter. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I could do it with a walker. I'm not walking with a walker. It's balance and getting tired. That's a result of my stroke. It's coming back little by little. The furthest I've walked one day, I went out with the walker, actually managed to walk 1 mile. I can't do it. I just can't. I will not risk a fall. I'm thinking at this point of going to the gym here locally and walking on the treadmill, because at least I'm holding on to something. I can walk for 5 or 10 minutes with no support before I start to get weak and I start to get shaky and risk a fall. It's just the way it is, not the way I want it to be. I'm doing the best I can. Nobody can give me any ideas of how to do it better. Not physical therapists or anybody else. I know my own limitations and I know the dangers, and I'm almost 80 years old and I have to take that into account. I cannot afford to break a hip right now. That'd be the end of me. Or break a leg. Or sprain my ankle. Or break my wrist. I cannot afford to fall. Period. If that means I don't get the exercise I should, what good is it if I've gotten all this exercise and I'm laid up in a cast for 3 months? So nobody can give me advice. They can try. They can make suggestions. I'm sorry. I am not listening to that crap. Not listening. I know it sounds a little tough, but I'm doing as much as I can do. However much I improve will improve. And I think that's the best any of us can do. But I will not take chances now. I just will not. I will not risk a fall. Yet I do not want to be married to a crutch or a walker or a device for the rest of my life. So the only way I can figure to actually regain some freedom from that crap in the future is to accept the improvements as fast as they come naturally, while I'm being as cautious as I need to be to not end my life prematurely. And that's what a broken hip would do. It'd be it. I'd be all over. I'd never recover from that. By the time I physically healed from it, my body will have wasted away so much that I would never recover. I'm lucky I've recovered as much as I have from the 1 month I spent in pretty much in bed after this stroke. I'm a realist. I'm a realist, Peter. Don't ask me those questions with obvious answers. Jerry says, Mitch has the best analogies. Sometimes the only way you can explain something to somebody is by use of an analogy, and I've done that all my life. Okay. I don't know if I said hi to you, Bill Cook, but how you doing? Good to see you this morning. Need to get through this. 7:54, 15 minutes behind. Okay. Moving along here, just trying to get to the end of it. Let everybody take the rest of the day off. So much chatting going on. Okay. Sorry about the silence, people, but I'm just trying to get through it. It's not even my show anymore. It's been totally dominated in the chat. Pond Apple, Kathy, watch out for tripping in the gym. Yeah, absolutely, Kathy. You got to be so careful every step. And yet, without stretching it, without putting the walker away, putting the cane away, and actually getting out there where you have nothing to hold on to, like walking down to get the mail out of the mail or dragging the trash can to the curb. If you don't do those things, you never will. So you have to manage the risk so carefully, so carefully. And that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. And I've been very lucky at it. Okay, I'm tired. I can't get, I got to the end of the chat. Too much chat, guys. Too much chat. Some of you, and I won't mention any names, have dominated this chat, have taken over my program again. It's not necessary. You want to have your own program? Make your own YouTube channel. I can't do it this way. Why should I even be here as a platform for somebody else to be the star of my show? You all know what I'm talking about. If you don't like me for bringing it up, I brought it up 1,000 times before. It's become a big problem in the past, but some people just never get the friggin' message. So my friends, have a great day. I will see you tonight on the private community. And I know y'all mean well. I know y'all mean well. It's just too overwhelming for me to try to react to everything that's going on in the chat that has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm happy to answer the questions, but the show just goes off in its own direction with a new star who must respond to every friggin' thing. Why do I do this? Everybody, I'll see you tonight. I love you all. Yes, I love you all. Take the rest of the day off. And the answer is eat effing meat.